Now guys, I want to welcome Amber and Barron from the FWC. And Barron, you know, we just had a hurricane go through, so why don't you tell us what's going on within the side of the state?
Sure, Rick. I think it's important to remember that our sport fish and their habitats have evolved with disruptions like hurricanes. So it's not uncommon to think there might be minor damage, but the systems are going to recover on their own. And the FWC is always on the lookout for projects where we can help facilitate that, speed that process along. And you know what we're hearing from anglers, despite some minor damage and high waters, they're still catching fish.
Well, that's a good report. You know, something always positive comes out of a tropical storm for whatever reason. Amber, we've got some crappie studies going on. Why don't you enlighten our viewers about what that is?
Yes, well, the FWC is in the process of creating a black crappie management plan to maintain and enhance our black crappie fisheries to benefit current and future anglers. But we would dream of creating that plan without consulting with our anglers. So we're here today to ask all of our spec fishermen to help us out by providing their opinion in the form of a survey. So if you consider yourself to be a Florida spec fisherman, whether you're a resident or a non-resident, please do email Ryan Ham at myfwc.com to receive a survey and help us complete our management plan.
That sounds good. Now, you were here last year. We had just put in some new rules in regards to bass. So why don't we update everybody as to what's happening with that?
Yes, the new bass regulations were introduced in July of 2016 in an effort to streamline the rules and better protect for Florida's larger trophy-sized bass.
Right.
So what this means is that anglers can now keep 5 largemouth bass, but only one can measure 16 inches or longer. So it gives anglers the option of keeping 5 largemouth bass, all measuring less than 16 inches, or 4 under 16 with one measuring 16 inches or longer. And for 4 black bass species in the Panhandle, our spotted shoal, Swanee, and Choctaw bass, the regulations are the same as they are for the largemouth bass, with an additional minimum 12-inch length limit. But there are no minimum length limits anywhere in the state for the largemouth bass.
Well, I'm impressed at how well you know all that, because I can tell you, and I'm sure there's a lot of the same people feel the same, it's hard to keep up with all the rules and regulations. They change constantly. If people have a question about that, where can they go to have any of these things answered?
They should go to myfwc.com/fishing.
Well, thank you for coming. Barron, good to see you again. Amber, thank you so much. And Bree, please, can we go to another region?
Yes.